Hi, it's Sally here from Pro Align, and we're just going to run over some releases that you can do with your tennis ball or spiky ball if you have one. So we're just going to start off looking at the lower limb first, and we're going to be working into the calf. So if you place your ball on the floor, about a third of the way up from your foot, and just allow the weight of your leg to press down on the ball. Now this might be enough pressure for you. If it isn't, if your calves feel okay, you might be able to pop your other leg on to add some pressure. I certainly don't want that much. So I'm going to rest here, allow the ball to melt into my tissue, and then I'm just going to add a little flex and point here as well. So this is just going to cause a gliding action here on the tissue, oozing up and oozing down. If you want to, you can then add a little bit of rolling left and right, and just keep breathing. And you can move the ball up a little bit if you want to and repeat the process. So we melt and we flex and point, and then we have some little rolls left and right. You'll repeat this then on the other side. We're then going to look into the hips, and we're going to start with the ball. It's going to go between your sitting bone, or we're going to move around your sitting bone really in a sort of rainbow shape. So take the weight of your body on your hands and your feet and just sink down into the ball here, and then you're going to slowly rotate the ball around towards your back passage really, and then rotate around and come out to the side. So you're just slowly making a half circle or rainbow shape around your sitting bone. And again, if you find somewhere that is particularly tender, you can rest there and just melt on it. And I'm coming quite far over when I come to the side. So all the way around here near my outside hip bone. You can then move, and we're going to be looking towards piriformis, which is just to the side of the sacrum there. So just lift your hips and rest them down on the ball here. Just make sure that we are actually on flesh and we're not resting on our bones. And just melt into the ball. If you want to, you can add a little knee opener. So just a gentle knee opener. Be wary here that you're not experiencing any pain coming down the leg. That could be because you are resting on your sciatic nerve. If you are, just lift the ball and move it a little bit. Get rid of that symptom. We're just really looking for areas of tension, not referred leg pain. Melting into it and opening, and then returning. Then we're going to move the ball just to the side of the pelvis, and we're going to rotate towards the front here. This is more on glute med. So again, you might need to have a little search around to find the area you want to work on. And there's a very strong trigger point for me there. And just breathe into it again. You can have as much weight as you need on this leg to support you so that you're not fully lying on the ball. Breathing in, breathing out, and releasing. Okay, in standing, we're going to be looking at the front of the hip over TFL, tensor fascia lata. So just find your pelvic bone and the outside of your hip, and you're going to work in between here. Remember, whenever you're doing your hip and pelvis, do not release in between pubic bone and pelvis. So this area of the pelvis is a no-go zone. We do not need to be releasing our arteries, nerves, and veins. So we're just going to lean on the ball here. And again, sometimes we just need to have a little move around until we find the area that is tender. Then when we do, just lean into it and melt. Keep breathing, and then you might need to move to another area. And again, lean onto it, melt, and breathe. Now, all of your hip series can also be done in standing against the wall if you don't want to get onto the floor. So as a reminder, the ball will go here for piriformis. We can come lower for our deep hip rotators and round to the side for glute med. And it'll look more like this. So then we'll just be leaning against the wall. leaning on the back here. Then glute med, we come around and up to the side a little bit more, and deep hip right between our hip and outer bones here. Finally, for lower limb, everyone's favorite component is the feet. So we want to melt down again into the foot and just slowly drag towards the heel. And then we come on to toe 2, melt and drag. Remember, with any of our ball work, you don't want to be vigorously rolling around like this. The aim is to decrease nervous activity in the tissue, so we want to melt and glide. We don't want to be going crazy. Melt and glide. Good. And then onto the other side. Another nice addition, we can just hover in front of the heel and do a little left-right movement, a little bit like a window wiper. And that works just over the midfoot and near the heel. While we're in standing, we can also look at some upper body work. So the ball is now going to go on one side of your spine. So there's my spinal column just to the side. Again, I lean against the wall. And the variations I can do here. So I can roll up and down if I want to. I could stay in one place. I could bring the arm in front of the body and do a little roll from left to right, almost like I'm rolling across my rib line. Alternatively, I could lean against the ball and bring in a high and low arm reach. And again, this glides the tissue up and down. And you also can get a little bit of effect maybe into the joints. So that's an inhale up and exhale down. There is another area that you can do with the ball, and that's just at the base of the neck. If you're going to do that, I would fully recommend that you cover the ball with a towel or maybe the end of your mat, because we don't want this to be too violent again. So wrapping the ball up, I'm going to do it without just so you can see where the ball is. And we'll be lying down, popping the ball, and support the weight of your head with your other hand. So we're not just resting on the ball, we're supporting. And then you can just melt into one side and maybe add a little no movement with the head or neck. Alternatively, leave the ball to the side and just massage the top of your neck with your fingers. Melting in, doing little circles. When you do a ball release like this through your body, you'll notice areas that are tight and tender, and you may feel asymmetrical. So just focus on the area that is tight, or the one side that is tight. We're looking to create a sense of even movement throughout the body and comfortable movement throughout the body. I hope this video was of some help, and don't forget you can email through if you have any questions. Bye.